Hello everybody, Daz here. Very happy to see all of you on the other side of the screen. Believe it or not, I'm working on another personal build. What's going on? I haven't built for good 2 years. And after that, it's already third build I'm essentially working for my personal needs. But, well, it's good excuse to make a few snippets of my progress work and share with you. Hopefully you can find something useful out of those talks that I'm going to make. So what's happening here? I'm going to redo my personal baby blue build. Unfortunately, it runs somewhat too hot for my liking. I'm not sure what's going on here. Maybe Threadripper CPU itself runs too hot. Maybe I mounted it's not like perfect way and it's not a good contact. Maybe my CPU block get clogged, although I can't see it through my acrylic cover. It seems like fine. Or maybe EK just doesn't perform as good as it should. And if you look on different posts on forums and other people testings, usually EK kind of on the bottom of the list for Threadripper specifically. So I decided to look what's the best, and Watercooled head killer is essentially this. So I got a big shipment in a store of heat killer products, and I retained two parts for my own use. This will be heat killer GPU block and heat killer CPU block. So I'm going to migrate from monoblock to just standalone CPU block on my DazMode EX motherboard. But the problem is that it has this original heat sinks around CPU for MOSFET, which I removed. So it's right here. And in the great wisdom, when I remove it, I never thought I will ever need it. So I lose 4 screws that mounting that, and it's pretty small. So I need to find them, or I need to find a replacement. And I need to do it before I actually start removing my monoblock, because monoblock covers this top portion as a part of the block itself, and they have a replacement heatsink right there. So we'll see how it goes, but that's the plan to move to heat killer. It will supposedly perform much better, and it also looks so awesome. I will going to take full like copper nickel version shiny, so it looks cool. Second thing that I'm going to change in my computer from hardware perspective. I purchased RTX card 280 Ti. It was a hard bullet to swallow, but I dig really hard in my old pile of stuff. Posted it in a store, and thank you to all customers who purchased my old reservoirs and pumps and other different knickknacks, fans. Essentially, I was able to afford this card because it's not sponsored, nothing, just out of my pocket and with help of all hardware sales. So it will be a little bit of upgrade. I think the motherboard does not really require any upgrades. Reaper's very potent chip, third generation, but I just don't see the reason I should go for the greatest and latest. But RTX was kind of caught my attention because I wanted to try all this ray tracing crap and everything. So I ran card probably for last 3 weeks playing Metro, and well, not sure that it's something that you have to have, but it was kind of interesting. Right now I switched back to my 1080. Plays just as good, believe me. So scratching my head a little bit, but nevertheless, new GPU is cool, and that's totally squashed my desire for any other upgrade. So I'm done for this department. So another thing that I wanted a little bit bigger case. I figured out that I dislike small cases. That every time I try to force myself on a small case, I end up to be not 100% happy. So I'm kind of big case guy. So I wanted something bigger. And when I start scouting around, I actually come to the problem that I don't like any single case on the market. Maybe because I'm too old. But it's either open type of cases similar to like P5, P3, this kind of deal, or it's some sort of tempered glass, which I absolutely hate because it's heavy like hell and no, tempered glass, not for me. And finally, I almost pulled a plug on Lenly. You know, everybody's using that one, but I decided that maybe I just don't want to be the guy who has the same case as other 10,000 people around there. Those Lenly cases, how it's called, open dynamic or something like this. Holy shit, it's like everybody building in it, so what's the fun? For me, zero. So I said, no, thank you Lenly, you created wonderful case, but I'm not going to use it. So essentially one day I just was shooting shit with Bill Owen and I asked him like, hey, like Bill, do you have any old cases that you don't need? And he said, yeah, I have actually. I have a case that I bought for myself, wanted to build, never built, and I don't think I will build anytime soon. If you want it, sell it to you. And that's this one, TJ07, the legendary case from Coolermaster. I even wanted it at some point, but never come around to buy it. And it's also in silver. Can you imagine that, how rare it is? Funny how things go around. Anybody of you who built computers for a while, roll back 10 years or so, everybody's saying like, why people don't make black cases? So everybody whine about that. Then a bunch of cases roll out and we start whining that why you cannot paint case inside in the black as well. It's black outside but it's silver inside. So we all did these paint jobs and trying to spray and paint cases inside so they look black. Now everything black, good luck to find silver one, right? So apparently this case that was super unpopular 10 years ago became kind of cool item all of a sudden. So silver model is totally cool. So before Bill sent it to me, I asked him to think about something to make some improvements. We discussed it a little bit and Bill did two little things that helped me to have a computer better than its was original version is. First of all, he engraved my DazMode logo the same as we had on a baby blue build. I just like how it looks and I just want to repeat it, so he did that. And second, which is more kind of important than logo, original TJ07 has only like 2 fans provisioning on the top, which means dual radiator. Like what you can cool with dual radiator? Nothing, right? Especially for Threadripper and 2080 Ti. So I told him like, oh, do you think we can cut something and make it bigger? He said sure. So he cut much bigger hole in the case and he puts this radiator cover on top. His very famous old school bullet type of radiator cover. I don't think he even makes them anymore, so this is definitely goes way back to the times when this case was produced and sold, because you can't buy this anymore, right? So it's vintage item, literally. So what we have here is silver case that created certain problems for me, and I'd like to talk about it today. There will be no water cooling discussions, almost no water cooling discussions, so if that's something that you really here for, I'm afraid I have to see you next video or 2 videos down the road. Today we'll talk about different preps and not modding, but kind of modding that I'm doing in order to satisfy my OCD about how things should look for me personally, because everybody has different opinions, right? So we have here traditional layout of all type of cases with a massive amount of front mounted 525 devices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 devices, crazy. So, and I'm telling you, I have a full intention to fill every single one of them, and I will do. So when I decide to do so, I start thinking, alright, so what we used 10 years ago? For sure, CD-ROM. Yes, you have to have CD-ROM, right? So this is one item. Second, we have to have like fan controller, something like this, right? So fan controller, hopefully with some kind of screen. It will be really cool. My original plan was to use Aqua Aera, and I even asked on my forum if anybody have a silver cover for it, so we can match this thing. And one of my old customers of mine who was like purchasing from me, I don't know, since forever, he actually sent me one. And as soon as I received the cover, my Aqua Aera 5 decided it's time and it died, right? So I don't think I want to spend another 300 bucks Canadian for new Aqua Aera. So I said, screw it, I will not using Aqua Aera and its accessories, I will use some other old stuff that equivalent of it. And on that note, that comes this very old Phobia type of controller, 6-channel. I think it's like 30 watts per channel, so it's pretty potent. And things that I have to change it because you see, this case is silver, this bloody thing is black. And I don't think it will be satisfy on all cables. It's kind of okay looking, but I don't think it will satisfy my need for OCD perfection. Everything should match, otherwise. So I painted front in silver, and I did a little modification, additional modification. The problem with this controller that you can see, it has a like super old style of display, look ugly as hell, but that's perfect for this particular build. The only thing I didn't like is that you can see all those additional electronics really well. So, and it's also this glass is very shiny. So what I tried to do, I had this idea maybe to put some sort of filter in front of it, and first thing I did, I cut the piece of plastic from file folder essentially. It's like kind of blue, and just put it in front, but it looked like crap, didn't really improve anything. So my second idea was maybe to use something that uses monitors, and I have a really old, legendary Samsung 915N. Raise your hand who had this model. I bet like tons of old guys now like yeah. So you see it's not even like 3x4 type. And this was so popular, it's crazy, like almost everybody has this particular ThinkMaster model. And it's actually worked, but I sacrificed it completely. So now it's not usable. I completely disassemble it to the panel. And I removed polarization filter that actually sits on top of LCD screen. And you can see already little piece cut it, and if we look on two, we have this shiny, all this crappy electronic visible, so we can't even see any numbers. Now it's kind of looking blackish, really nice. It's a little bit too dark, so you can't see numbers very well, but it looks still better. So I did this little modification I did, and it looks totally awesome. I was able to purchase few samples of paint, and I found one that is mostly close matching my case. The only thing that I wanted to do, but I'm not sure if I will, those buttons is black. Silver will be really cool, but for that I actually need to buy some other controller and source those little knobs for that. If any of you have that controller with silver knobs, I wouldn't mind to have 6 pieces, but black is fine. I think this little thing that I can survive and not go crazy. So now, as long as Aqua Aera is dead, I have to have some sort of flow meter. I always have flow meters in my system. It's best indication of the health of your system. If your liters per minute or gallons per minute, whatever way you set it, start going down, then something going wrong. Your tube collapse, your blocks get clogged, anything. So it's the best way to know that it's time to do something before things go badly. I pulled out my coolants flow meter FM16, so I'm still going to use this flow meter that I had in, I don't know, 4 systems at least, and I'm going to use this display thingy that work together. As you can see, it was black, now it's silver, so somewhere it will be connected. CD-ROM still not painted, but I have full intention to do so. Another thing that old, and I think it's look cool, is Aqua Computer reservoir. I forgot, Aqua Tube, I think that's the name for it. So it's really cool. I had it in like a couple of my builds before. So this is a Mocha build, one of the brown builds I had, really cool. And I didn't want to paint this one because it's just a memory line here. I want to use silver as is, but unfortunately it didn't work very well. The reason for this is that it's actually cut out of steel, very shiny. Doesn't match well with the aluminum color red color of the case. So I decided that it will be better if I also spray painted. So you can see, so steel is shiny, silverish color, and the aluminum color is more like a dull matte type of. So this one is painted as well. We'll take 2 slots. So for now, 2, 1, and 2. So I already occupied 5. Only 2 left to fill with something else. And I will going to use Aqua Tube from Mocha build for reservoir itself. I probably will not use it as a reservoir. My current idea, I will fill it with UV reactive liquid and I put some LEDs, just make it glow. But I might not include it as a part of the loop. I don't know. Why? Just because. Don't ask why. When all of this stuff completed, then I will start looking and playing with water cooling portion. Problem that I actually use my home computer like literally every single day. I little bit play games lately or do some artwork and stuff like this, so I can't have a downtime too long. So water cooling switching, actual switching of the hardware should be relatively fast. That's my problem. So my plan will be create all looks the way I want, to paint everything that needs to be painted, like radiator and fans probably need to be painted, and then I will do quick switch. One thing that I haven't decided is if I go hard tubes or soft tubes, because for retro build you're supposed to be soft because hard didn't even existed. But hard tube can look a little bit nicer, which is also cool. So I'm debating if I will do that or not, because outside of the case will definitely look like a retro style, but inside I have all new electronics anyway, so why not have hard tubes too, which is more modern thingy. So that's what's happening. Just wanted to give you a little update. Not too much filming how I do it, because I'm still experimenting, and when you feel the urge to do something, it's hard to break your mood and start setting cameras. So those of you who try such thing would understand what this means. So because you want to do something, you do it, right? So I didn't film much of that, but we'll see if I can do it in the following videos to give you some ideas like GPU installation, things like this. Alright, so guys, again, happy to see all of you. I will be posting progress as soon as I will finish it. See you later.